Good evening. Today is April 23rd, 2026. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Anna Braun.
Here.
Timothy Cummings.
Yes.
Anthony
Here. Sorry.
Nicola.
Here.
Jamie Falco.
Here.
Louis Figueroa.
Here.
Lori Herrick.
Here.
Lee Woo Hung. Wilbur Pan.
Here.
Mary Ann Tanios.
Here. We have a quorum. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the East Brunswick Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the Board of Education offices located at 760 Route 18, East Brunswick, New Jersey. Written notice was also provided to the Sentinel, the Newark Star Ledger, the Home News Tribune, the Alternative Press of East Brunswick, and the Municipal Clerk of East Brunswick. All Board of Education meetings, with the exception of executive session discussions, are videotaped for later broadcast. It is the policy of the Board of Education that videotaped meetings are not edited for any purpose. Individuals who speak at the board's public meetings should be aware of these videotaping rules. Okay, we have a need for a closed session. Whereas the Board of Education must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in a public meeting, and whereas these subjects are within the exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session pursuant to NJSA 10-4-12B, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters listed in the agenda, whereas the length of the closed session is estimated to be 1 hour, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and action will be taken. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education will recess into closed session for only the aforesaid subjects, and be it further resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education hereby declares that its discussion of the aforesaid subjects will be made public at a time when the public's interest in disclosure is greater than any privacy or governmental interest being protected from disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second. Wilbur and Jamie. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? We are in closed. See you in 1 hour. Okay, good evening, everyone. We are back from closed, and before we begin, we just had some questions that came in from the community that we wanted to address so that in case you needed information, it's being provided. So Joe, can you let us know about whether the budget is being posted online? I know there was questions regarding it having been at the library many years ago. What do we do nowadays? Because people would also like to see the budget.
Sure. We haven't given the library budget information in a while. Everything's online on our homepage of the website, www.ebnet.org. There's a tile that says budget information. You click on that. It brings you to charts. It brings you to the budget, all the reports that were part of the tentative budget, the detail. There's links to the videos of the board meetings that talk specific, our conversations that we've had, and other information there. So it's all online on the homepage.
Accessible to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then as far as healthcare goes, can you please let the community know how our healthcare options are selected and how often you review those?
Sure. So annually, we go out with our insurance agent and compare what the options are. So for school districts, typically there's the three main options: the state plan, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, and Aetna. We are self-insured through Horizon currently, but we always compare what those options are. We have to maintain a level of benefit according to our contracts and according to the Chapter 44 law through the state of New Jersey. So we just can't say, there's your deductible is X number of dollars, we want to increase it. That has to be negotiated in accordance with the Chapter 44 law. So before we just go into the next year, and we're doing it right now, I'm getting cost proposals and from Aetna, from the state health benefit plan, and we always go with the most cost-effective plan.
Okay, thank you. Last question we received was regarding our multiple transportation vendors. Can you please let the community know why we need so many and how that impacts the cost?
Right. By state law, we have to go out to bid for our transportation contracts. So it's the low bid if they can meet the terms and conditions of the routes. So it might be ideal to use one bus company, but if there's other companies that are lower, and they have all the insurance, all the requirements through the state of New Jersey, we have to go with them. Now, over the last couple of years, we have seen an increase in the number of bus companies. They've kind of splintered off and created smaller companies. There's pros and cons to that as well. For the community, and Anna, I'm sure you remember this. Lou, I don't remember if you were here, but there was a time when a large bus contractor, a day before school, said they could not do the routes. And we had to get charter buses and police escorts for a good 3 or 4 months to get kids back and forth to school. So it makes it a little bit easier if we're dealing with one contractor instead of 15, 20. So again, pros and cons. Just so the community knows, we're about 60% in-house and 40% contracted routes.
Okay. Thank you. And I just want to say I really appreciate the community reaching out to us with these questions. I know not everybody up here is active on social media, so it helps us to know what it is that the questions are, and we're more than happy to address them. So thank you. With that, we'll jump right into our agenda and our superintendent's report.
Good evening. On April 16th, along with board members, I attended the 5th annual Butterfly Effect Kindness Initiative presentation and awards night at Hammersholt. This district-wide program, founded and advised by teacher Edith Weinstein, celebrates the profound impact of small, selfless acts of kindness across our schools. The evening honored students from across the district for their passion projects initiatives, ranging from assembling hygiene kits for those in need to creating friendship bracelets to help elementary students build new connections. Highlighting the program's growth, 2 to 3 senior scholarships are awarded each school year for students who choose kindness throughout all 4 years of high school. The gala featured moving performances by the high school honors chamber choir and talented high school student Vinya Chabra, a former contestant on The Voice. We are incredibly proud of our students' commitment to leading with empathy and demonstrating that even the smallest change can create ripples of positivity throughout our entire community. Funding for the Churchill project is provided by the Megan Schulman Foundation, while a successful partnership grant secured additional funding from our friends at the EBEF for our secondary schools. Thank you to the East Brunswick Education Association for sponsoring the trophies and refreshments through a Pride grant. On Friday, April 17th, I attended National Signing Day at the high school. We wish our 18 student athletes the very best as they pursue their athletic careers at the collegiate level. And I'll let you see, it's quite impressive. Yeah, very nice. After the signing day, I stopped by Hammersholt and saw our 5th graders proudly showcase their learning through engaging presentations on different types of energy. Shout out to the teachers. I didn't have a shirt, but I apparently dressed in the color code.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't know. But through the research, though, and collaboration, our students explored both renewable and non-renewable resources, explaining how energy is produced and used in our world. This project highlights their hard work, creativity, teamwork, and growing understanding of how their decisions impact our Earth. And then on Friday evening, yay, Jane! That was April 17th, along with board members. We enjoyed attending the high school's drama production of SpongeBob the Musical. It was so good. We were so amazed, Jane, by the talent of our students, you included, with your many roles. If you have not had a chance to see the show, I encourage you to do so. It is amazing. The set, particularly, was very well built by our Dr. Pan here and his team. But the last two shows are this Friday, April 24th. Okay, thank you for the applause. The last two shows are Friday, April 24th, and Saturday, April 25th. On Tuesday, April 21st, I had the pleasure of attending the 17th Annual Night of Jazz at Hammersholt with Dr. Pan. You were there? I say. Oh, and Anna, of course. Dr. Braun. Oh, sorry, Anna. This wonderful event is made possible through our partnership with the East Brunswick Education Foundation and the Mario A. de Carolis Memorial Music Fund. The evening featured impressive performances by our talented jazz ensembles from Hammersholt, Churchill, and the high school. The high school's We the People team represented the state of New Jersey at the We the People National Finals in Washington, D.C., where 25 students testified in front of a panel of judges, including professors, government officials, and other experts. The students were tasked with answering questions about the history and modern relevance of our Constitution after taking positions on controversial issues and defending their opinions. And after 12 outstanding performances, they won their division, they're being recognized among the top 15 schools in the country. And then our little third graders at Frost Elementary School, they completed their research unit where they learned about the research process by studying animals. Each classroom studied animals from 4 various habitats. Working together in small groups, they developed an all-about book and showcased their learning at their writing celebration, where each classroom was transformed into that specific habitat for an immersive experience. As part of an ongoing recycling study, students in the Early Learning Academy class at Chittick Elementary School explored environmental responsibility through project-based learning. Using recycled newspapers, students created koala bear faces and constructed model recycling trucks, reinforcing the concept of reusing everyday materials in innovative and meaningful ways. In the ELA at Central Elementary School, students participated in a hands-on pollution experiment to examine the impact of litter on water quality. I just look at her face. This engaging activity provided students with a meaningful visual understanding of environmental issues, sparking curiosity and thoughtful discussion about the importance of protecting natural resources. I am excited to share that East Brunswick Public Schools has again been awarded the National Association of Music Merchants Best Communities for Music Education Recognition for the 9th year.
Wow.
In sports, coaches Zach Gega, Jessica Allen, Danielle Butrico, and Mark Moduzeski, along with GMC Sportsmanship Award winners Julia Rose, Noah De Jesus, and Athletic Director Frank Malter, accepted the 2026 Red Division GMC Sportsmanship banner for the 25-26 school year. This is the second year in a row that East Brunswick has been honored with the Red Division Sportsmanship Award. Congratulations to the team. The East Brunswick Track Invitational was held on April 18th at the stadium. We hosted 36 schools, 1,400 athletes that competed in various events. The day was a great one and provided those athletes the opportunity to compete against some of the best athletes in the state of New Jersey. My personal thanks to everyone who attended our inaugural advocacy stakeholder meeting this past Monday. We're excited and working on a shared mission and a clear objective that will propel our collective efforts forward. I look forward to updating the community as we go along. It's really exciting. We have a lot of smart people in the room, so it was a good spirited conversation. And finally, I would like to thank everyone who participated in the strategic plan survey. We got over 1,500 respondents. And for me, as a new superintendent, it tells me what I need to do. So can't wait to dig into and disaggregate that data. We had over 56% of that survey coming from our parents and families, as well as students. Students were not left behind. Over 216 students did complete that survey. Our staff across the board, administrators, everyone. So it's good representation. I look forward to just really sharing that result with you and disaggregating that data with my steering committee, and we will be meeting next week. The high level of engagement, though, has just really provided invaluable insights, and the planning process is going to proceed efficiently thanks to everyone's continued collaboration. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ramsey. Okay, we are moving on to our resolutions of appreciation and recognition, items 1 through 5. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second. Wilbur and Jamie. Okay, do we? Yeah. Okay, bring them all.
Yes.
Vote now? Okay, all right, we can do the vote now. So this is a voice vote, right? All in
right.
favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? I have to abstain from number 5. Antoinette, so do you. Almost forgot. Okay. Can you do the handshaking? Yeah. Yes, I'll do the handshake. You don't have to read off of this. You need the mic though, so that I need the mic, yes. Okay. Whereas since its inception in 1993, the East Brunswick Education Foundation, the foundation, has funded 1,844 grants amounting to over $3.3 million in funding for technology equipment, cultural programs, authors' visits, school-wide cross-curricular learning events, hands-on materials, and many books and much more to complement teaching and learning throughout the district. And whereas from July 2025 to March 2026, the foundation has awarded 63 grants amounting to $207,000 toward its ongoing mission to enhance and enrich the curriculum for the students attending the East Brunswick Public Schools. And whereas at its annual Partners in Excellence dinner on April 29th, 2026, the foundation will celebrate this year's honorees, Alexia DeLuca, Megan Fisher, Dr. Renee Socodato, and Robert Zuckerman, as well as the induction of Dr. Samuel Blackman and Aditi Kinbawala into the Alumni Hall of Fame. Now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education expresses its appreciation to the foundation and its supporters for the generous and continuing commitment toward excellence in education, and be it further resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education recognizes and applauds the 2026 Partners in Excellence honorees and Alumni Hall of Fame inductees on having been selected by the foundation this year. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sure. Sorry.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you.
Okay. So, resolution of appreciation for our Lunch Hero Day 2026. Whereas nutritious school meals are vital to student well-being and academic success, and whereas our dedicated child nutrition staff provide these essential meals with commitment and care, and whereas the individuals who prepare and serve school meals help nurture our children through their daily interaction and support, and whereas the day of Friday, May 1st, 2026 is School Lunch Hero Day, now therefore be it resolved that East Brunswick Public Schools expresses its deep appreciation to these valuable employees and commends their good work on behalf of the children. Thank you.
Oh, wow. A lot of people.
All right. Resolution of appreciation for our faculty and staff. Whereas every member of the East Brunswick Public Schools faculty and staff is a vital partner in our students' education, and whereas their collective dedication fosters a welcoming and secure learning environment, enabling students to achieve their full potential, and whereas the dedication and commitment of all the members of the faculty and staff are directly related to the outstanding accomplishments of our students, and whereas the lasting legacy of a sound education is built upon their contributions, and whereas faculty staff appreciation is May 4th through May 8th, 2026, and now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education expresses its profound gratitude and commend all faculty and staff for their unwavering dedication to our students' success. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, resolution of appreciation for our Administrative Professionals Day. Whereas administrative professionals are indispensable partners in the East Brunswick Public Schools mission to educate our students, and whereas they foster a productive learning environment, provide invaluable support to all stakeholders, and ensure the smooth operation of our schools, and whereas administrative professionals provide valuable services to our students, faculty, staff, parents, and other members of the community, and whereas they are vital to effective communication and contribute significantly to the district's excellent reputation, and whereas Administrative Professionals Day was April 22nd, 2026, and now therefore be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education expresses its sincere gratitude to our administrative professionals for their unwavering commitment to our students and schools. Oh, wow. Double appreciation today. Okay. It's resolution of appreciation for our Parent-Teacher Association. Whereas our PTAs dedicate thousands of, I know is this a conflict? Whereas our PTAs dedicate thousands of hours to our 11 schools and over 8,200 students, serving as a cornerstone of our school communities and fostering a vibrant, inclusive culture. Whereas through extensive fundraising, our PTAs provide essential capital for technology, playground enhancements, and student scholarships while directly empowering our educators through classroom mini-grants. Whereas the PTAs generously arrange for and fund special programs, authors and illustrators, music and dance, history and science assemblies and workshops that enhance and enrich the learning environment for our students. And whereas all those involved in our PTAs are wonderful examples for our students, modeling good citizenship and the importance of doing one's share to make the world a better place. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education gratefully acknowledges the incredible support of the PTAs and their dedicated service and devotion to students and staff. Thank you to Bound Monroe PTA and President Nicole Jandernall, Central PTA and President Allison Brower, Chittick PTA and President Jessica Schneiderman, Churchill PTA and President Christine Wall, East Brunswick High School PTSA and President Rachel Van Wagner, Frost PTA and President Aaron Satrin, Hammersholt PTA and co-presidents, myself and Antoinette Evola. So awkward. Irwin PTA and President Nikki Aber, Lawrencebrook PTA and President Angela Martinez Battelle, Memorial PTA and President Felicia McCloskey, and Warrensdorfer PTA and President Aaron Atsby. And further be it resolved that the East Brunswick Board of Education would like to extend a very special thank you to the President of PTA President's Council, Jamie Wasserman, who has supported and encouraged the PTAs in all of their efforts. I don't know if everybody is here, but I will, so Nicole Jandernall.
Everybody in
Yeah.
the picture?
Yeah. Wait for a picture, Nicole. Do you want to shake my hand? It's Allison Brower. Yay, Allison. Congrats, Allison. Jessica Schneiderman. Not here. Okay, we can hold on to that. Yeah. Aaron Satrin. Aaron, oh, there you are, Aaron. Yay, Aaron.
Oh, Erin gets a hug.
Yes. I mean, Nicole could have gotten a hug too, but, and Allison. It's okay. Nikki Aber. Yay, Nikki. Nikki's actually Hammersholt president-elect. Angela Martinez Battelle. Thank you, Angela. Felicia McCloskey. Yay, Felicia. Erin Atsby. Erin? I don't see Erin. She's not here. This is me. That's fine.
You sure?
Antoinette Evola.
Do you want a hug? You're shaking your shoulder?
Yeah, I guess so. That's fine. Everybody shook my, I'm like, this is so awkward. Like, Christine Wall. Okay, Christine. Yay, Christine. That's fine. I know, it's so weird, but it's fine. Rachel Van Wagner. Rachel is not here. And last but not least, Jamie Wasserman. You want me to put those back so you can take a picture? Karen.
Okay.
These, yeah, I'll shoot.
Shaking your hand either, Marianne.
Very seldom.
Do we recess? Do we need a recess? People can sneak out?
At the very least,
Okay.
one of these switch units for the finance committee.
Okay. I think people are leaving, so we don't need a recess, right? Okay, all right. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick switch on the agenda so that Jane can go first. So you'll do your student representatives report.
Thank you.
It is a school night.
Oh, I would love to. I always do. Hello, good evening, everyone. Congratulations to every appreciation given today. I appreciate all of you. I'm very happy to be back. I've had a busy few months, and I can't wait to share what's been going on at our school. We had our annual college fair. This is a fantastic chance for students to explore college possibilities, ask questions, and start envisioning their futures. Speaking of the future, our seniors are right in the middle of some major milestones. Many have already made their decisions, with Commitment Day coming up on May 1st, and I'll find out where I'm going by the next board meeting. We'll keep it a surprise. Our PTA plans a full celebration later in the year to honor this important step. We're also incredibly proud of our seniors who participated in signing day, where 18 student athletes officially committed to compete at the next level, from swimming, basketball, and even track. It's truly awesome that they get to continue their sport in a whole new way. It's true dedication. Of course, senior year wouldn't be complete without prom, and that's just around the corner as well. June 5th, another moment to celebrate everything this class has accomplished together. Senior year has come and gone so quickly, and I, for one, am excited to bask in these last milestones. Now, let's talk about the arts, because they've been absolutely thriving. Our spring musical, SpongeBob, is wrapping up with its final 2 shows. If you haven't seen it yet, this is your chance, and we especially encourage you to bring the little ones. There's so much talent on that stage, and you can tell the students are having an incredible time performing. I'm having the best time, and it's bittersweet to be doing the last shows. Our music program continues to shine beyond the stage as well. The orchestra and chorus trip to Williamsburg, Virginia was a memorable experience for everyone involved, with ghost tours and roller coasters. We're proud to share that the orchestra earned gold first place, an outstanding accomplishment, and choir with silver in a tough division. And there's more to look forward to. The choir concert on May 14th promises to be another beautiful showcase of student talent. In other activities, our robotics team wrapped up their final competitions this past weekend, demonstrating innovation, teamwork, and perseverance all season long. Our new Relay for Life fundraiser, which features teams of all grades raising the most money for the American Cancer Society, which continues to bring our community together for an important cause, reminding us the impact we can make when we work together collectively. We're excited for our upcoming events like Student Council's Movie Night on May 8th, showing my favorite movie, Pitch Perfect. It's always a fun way for students to unwind and connect. We've also had some incredible achievements in academics and leadership. Our IPPL group came home as national champions in their units, and students in IPPL Honors went to present their urban plan projects and compete at RMC. They've been doing impressive work tackling real-world challenges. Proud to say my team, Brightside Development, were the winners this year. Additionally, on April 29th, we've welcomed Ms. Kimuwawa and Mr. Blackman to share their experiences speaking about their career paths to inspire students. And let's not forget our fun and friendly competition that keeps our spirit strong. Our class of 2026 soccer tournament featured 6 teams, and in true underdog fashion, the Benchwarmers took the win. When you take a step back and look at all of these achievements, the creativity, the dedication, it really speaks to who we are as a community. We're driven, we're supportive, and we're constantly growing. Thank you for being a part of it. Let's finish this year strong.
Thanks, Jane. Okay, we're going right into our Finance Committee of the Whole 2027 budget discussion.
Okay. So here we are again. One last time before the public hearing, which will occur at the next board meeting. Next slide. So our goals tonight, recap, finalize what the board is going to do with the pay-to-play fees, budget reductions to close the deficit, and then the deficit as of today. So if everybody recalls, we started this journey back on May 19th. We had a projected deficit of $5.5 million. Next slide. From there, at our March 25th meeting, we talked about $600,000 of additional reductions. At the April 9th meeting, we went over $1 million of reductions, bringing our deficit as of April 9th to $1.3 million. During that time, we've had lengthy conversations about increasing club and activity athletic fees, doing a cap for athletics. So during our small group meetings, we continued those discussions, and it's being recommended that the option A, which was talked about last board meeting, there was an option A and option B. Option A included an increase the fees, and then charging reduced students 50% of those fees, and free students 25% of those fees. We've come up with a cap for athletics, marching band, and color guard of $800 per family. So just to make sure everybody understands what that means with the increased fees, clubs will go up to $45, athletics $200, and pre-K inclusive program will be $482, with reduced students paying 50% of those fees and free students paying 25%. The club component will now include the course component clubs that we've talked about, which were previously free. Now there will be a $45 fee on those. So, any conversation, any questions from the board? Okay. Because this,
I do want to thank you because even though that was said really quickly, there was a lot of work that went into that and a lot of questions that were asked to get to those details. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
So, next slide. In order to close the rest of the deficit, we've gotten contract renewals for transportation back less than the 3.58% CPI. At last meeting, we talked about saving $90,000 there. I'm happy to report there's an additional $70,000 in those contracts coming back at 2%, raising the grand total to $160,000. So that's a huge help. Just want to say appreciate the Lori Taggarty, the senior purchasing manager. She's done a lot of work to make that happen, so we appreciate that. Graduation transportation will be eliminated next year. There will be an offset in the budget for those students that can't provide their own transportation, and making sure that our choir and other students that perform during graduation can get there and back. And then there's reductions in pressure washing, parking lot striping, athletic banner updates, and board meeting supplies totaling $6,800. $16,000, thank you. You know,
The numbers start to go, yeah, I know.
yeah.
Make sure you get all these things.
Yeah. Staffing reductions, well, we'll start with an addition. We are going to be adding one elementary instructional coach to help with the implementation of the new curriculum, ILA curriculum. There are retirement resignations that will not be refilled. That includes one student assistant specialist position, one school counselor position, one high school teaching position. Then there are reductions. There's a reduction of one central office administrator position, two student assistant specialist positions, two part-time SSO positions, one high school teaching position, one traveling teaching position. And we are reducing the number of clubs at the elementary schools from 7 to 5. And that's based off of, all these reductions are based off of participation. It's not just reduce, right? We've gone back, we've looked at enrollment, what the students are taking, what they're not, and we're right-sizing that.
I think it's important to note that the numbers we're looking at is not just from 1 year. We're looking at a history of 2-3 years, how many kids are enrolled in courses. And is it growing or is it not? Are we seeing more interest in other areas? And so we want to make sure that the areas that we see more interest with kids, we want to support that and not keep supporting areas where kids are not enrolled. Like we cannot, I wish I could, cannot run classes with 12 students, with 6 students, with 9 students. I wish I could. I cannot. Doesn't make any sense. And so really working towards alleviating and taking a look at what are the needs of our time and being responsive and flexible as an organization to make sure that we're doing that. So.
And, oh, go ahead. Wilbur.
So I do have a question just for clarification. So I understand we're losing some teaching positions, but the actual curriculum itself and the course offerings are not being changed, right?
No.
Okay.
So we're looking at if we have multiple sections and those multiple sections are not at full capacity. So say, for instance, I can't remember what course we were looking at, quite a number of them where we had 9 and 7 with 2 teachers. So 9 and 7 can come together with 1 teacher like that. But we're not necessarily getting rid of a course or a program. I said this earlier that our goal was not to deplete any one area, is to shave. And that's been really hard because it's easy to just say, you know what, let's just cut this and get the number money I need. I know how hard we've had to work. I know how many evenings we've been here just trying to figure it out and do the best that we can. Can't make everybody happy. I get that. But I am not I heard that I was getting rid of a program. That is simply not true.
Right. And I know this is a bit of beating a dead horse, but if that was the choice that we had to make, we would have heard about this a long time ago, correct?
Of course,
Yeah.
you would
Thank
have.
Antoinette.
Transparency.
Yeah.
Being transparent.
How did you guys determine these areas? Was it just the administrators that decided these positions would be eliminated, or did you get feedback from?
It was everybody at the table. Obviously, if I'm looking at elementary clubs, advisor stipends, when I'm not going to talk to the principals.
Right.
And they show data of, well, in fact, some of this course, some of the clubs moving from 7 to 5, it's because some buildings don't even have the 5, or they have 4, or they've not had 7. And we also made sure that we're not saying everybody has to have the same clubs, but you could have the most popular 5 clubs in your area, and that was fine. Same thing with teaching, right? When we looked at high school teaching positions, we did not arbitrarily look at that. We, of course, pulled information from Genesis where the courses are, but then we talked to the high school principal, the high school administrative team, the supervisors of those areas. So we didn't just, Joe and I didn't just lock ourselves up and just cut stuff.
Yeah.
We actually do talk to people, and we met more than once, trying to make sure that we were not just cutting for now, that we were also thinking down the road, and we also saw what came before in order to make that decision. Yes.
And just one question about the SSO positions. Was it because there's enough staff there already and there was not a lot of?
I think the concept with the SSOs is to be more
overlap.
efficient
Yeah.
with the coverage.
We had some overlap.
You know, I'm not going to talk about the internal workings.
No,
Yeah,
we're not
yeah,
going
yeah.
to that.
So, caught myself.
Yeah. I just want to add that for the elementary club advisors, they were already different at some of the schools to begin with, right?
Yes, that
so
is
this
true.
isn't a change. This is just instead of
Efficiency.
7, you get 5. You pick your 5, so they still have autonomy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Next slide. So, as of today, we have a balanced budget. So this is very similar to earlier in the slide deck, adding in the additional revenues that will come in from the clubs and athletics, marching band, and color guard, and the additional reductions we just talked about. So at the next meeting, we will be able to present all the whole package and submit the budget with the board's approval. It's been a daunting task. I appreciate all the work that's gone into it. It has not been easy, but we are legally required to have a balanced budget, and we do. This slide just shows the impact. Unfortunately, the tax increase is at 6.16%. The impact if it was reduced, and at this point, the unsustainable, thing to come up with another $1.5 million in reductions. So next slide. Again, our next board meeting is May 7th. It will be the public hearing and final adoption.
Okay. Any board questions, discussion? Wilbur?
I just wanted to express my appreciation for everybody up here with all the thorough and lively discussions that we've had. Those of you here or at home watching this on video will know the true extent and effort and commitment and thoroughness and thoughtfulness I think we've all brought to the table in this in this process. Despite what you might see in terms of an AI generated summary of what happened here, and granted, we we're coming from different positions. Many times it's fine. This is what a good thorough discussion by people who are committed to doing the right things do. And just wanted to say thanks to everybody here for that.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, everybody. I just want to add that if this is your first budget meeting with us, I encourage everyone to go back and watch since February to understand what's happened at the state level to get us here, and to understand how we came to the decisions that we came to as well. And as always, you can reach out to us. You have until May 7th. Okay. We are moving. Any other further discussion on the budget? Okay, so we are moving on to our public hearing on the Student Safety Data System Report. NJSA 18A 17-46 requires school districts to report on all acts of violence, vandalism, harassment, intimidation, or bullying that occurred during the period of September 1st to December 31st of 2025.
Okay. So I thought I would start with explanations that in reporting this, we report in a school safety data system, right? And it includes a few areas. The incidents include violence, vandalism, substances, weapons, HIB that is confirmed. All of those constitute incidents that we have to report. And when it's violence, I have examples there what violence is. Assault, fight, kidnapping, and so on and so forth. Vandalism, computer trespassing, damage to property, etc. HIB that is alleged means that it did not meet the criteria or the threshold, basically that it's unfounded. And then incident categories totals may differ from total incidents because sometimes HIB involves violence as well, so you could count multiple offenses under one incident, if that makes sense. But once I show you, you'll see. And then another area that we have to outline is other incidents that lead to removal. So sometimes an incident does not meet the incident type definitions for violence, vandalism, harassment, intimidation, or bullying, weapons offenses, substances offenses, and so forth. But that result in a disciplinary removal for at least half a day has to be reported. So even if it doesn't fit the explanation there, but if we remove you for a disciplinary issue for at least half a day, we have to report it. And those disciplinary removals are defined as any instance in which a child is removed from his or her educational placement. So for disciplinary purposes, for instance, when we including ISS, in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, expulsion, or removal to another educational setting. So having said that, These are our numbers. Our numbers of total incidents at Bound is 0, Central 0, Chittick 0, Frost 1, Irwin 0, Lawrence Brook 0, Memorial 0, Wansdorfer 0, Hughes 5, Churchill 17. I know I'm going to come back. Churchill 17, High School 18, for a total, district total of 41 incidents. Now, if we go back to the first slide, when I said Frost was 1, if you go across, you will see what type. It was an HIB that was confirmed. In addition, the next column tells you that there were 3 other incidents that led to removal, even though they didn't meet the threshold. And we had one HIB incident that was alleged, but was unfounded, right? So that's how you read it across. So when you look at Hughes, for instance, where we had 5 total incidents, we had 2 violence, 4 were HIB confirmed. And remember I said sometimes it would not add up because multiple incidents and it falls into, 2 things might fall into one category. That's the case there. There were 14 incidents that led to removal and 5 HIB alleged incidents. And that's how you get your total. For Churchill, similar, you see that we had a total of 17 incidents. 9 had to do with violence, 2 vandalism, 1 was a weapons, and we had 6 HIB confirmed. But the other incidents that led to approval were 28, and we had 3 HIB alleged incidents. High school, 18, 5 violence, 2 vandalism, 9 substances, 3 HIB confirmed, but there were 53 incidents that led to removal and 8 HIB alleged incidents. And so you see the district total there, 41, 16 for violence, 4 for vandalism, and so on and so forth. That total that says 35 really is just Churchill and the high school. Should have taken that from there. Okay. So if we're comparing, and this report is a form report by state, we have to report it this way, just so you know. We have a 2-year comparison. We have total incidents for 25-26 at 41, 24-25 we're at 46. Now, this year isn't done yet. This is just literally from September to December. So it's almost not kind of like a fair comparison yet. But because, like I said, it's a form, this is something we have to do. The state literally gives us this template and we have to report this way. So you could take a look at just across what the comparisons are. And so just isolating the number of HIB investigations here, we had 6 that were alleged and only 1 was confirmed in elementary school. We had 5 alleged at Hughes, 4 were confirmed. At Churchill, we had 3 HIB alleged, 6 confirmed. At the high school, we had 8 and 3 were confirmed. Yes, go ahead.
So
It's not relative. I know what you're going to ask.
what, the Churchill one?
Yeah,
Oh, I was going to ask
because
how
how can we have 3
yeah,
alleged and 6 confirmed?
Yeah, how does that happen?
It just means that of all that were reported, 3 were alleged. That means they were unfounded, 6 were. So you're not looking at of the 6 alleged, it doesn't mean 1 was confirmed in the elementary.
Oh,
Or
okay,
It's not
okay,
like, it doesn't
okay,
quite
okay,
follow like that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can allege as many or confirm as many. It
I
doesn't
see.
quite
I see.
correlate. Yes. Yes,
I'll be able to ask questions.
absolutely.
So thank you for the presentation.
I'm not done yet, but, no, I'm not done, but go ahead.
I was just curious for the incident at Hughes, do we know if it was 5th grade or 6th grade?
We do know. I have that, but I can get back to you.
I'm just curious, because I see the elementary is so low, and that's why I'm wondering if it's 6th grade or 5th grade.
Yes, I'll get back to you with that, but I do have that. And because, yeah, I can get back to you. I don't want to report.
My
So-
other questions, my next question is. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't have that on. My next question is, what are the substances that they're finding on the children? Or is it weed? Yeah, okay.
Marijuana.
Marijuana? Okay. And then my next one, I see compared from 2025, 2026, compared to 2024, 2025, an increase in violence and an increase in substances.
That is true.
And do we see a connection of those students? Have they looked at that data to see if it's those specific students, or is it just?
I cannot say for
No.
sure, but I can look into that.
Okay.
I would give you the right numbers.
Yeah, and if you could just let me know what age group it was for Hughes, I'd appreciate that too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, for the next slide, I think it's important, right, that for us it's not just reporting what's happening, what's an HIV confirmed or not. It's also important to address the things that we're doing to prevent some of these. Obviously, it's a different world. Marijuana is everywhere, so there is that. The world is an angry place. But it's important for us to extend that community of care all around. So not just academics, but for their whole well-being. So there are lots of programs that we have, and we will add more. I'm really looking at an SEL program for next year and see how we embed that into every classroom in a systematic way. But so far, we have a lot of activities that are available during the school year to prevent violence and highlight importance of school safety. And our administration and staff review policies and regulations, safety crisis procedures and topics promoting safety annually. This is a joint combined. I know that it's a multidisciplinary coming together where we have Kevin over there, Kevin working with Louise's people, with the SAS people, like everybody coming together to run and promote safety. Some of the things that we do have, we have the Sources of Strength peer and adult suicide prevention programs. We have the Great Kindness Challenge. We talked about it earlier in my report. Erin's Law Lessons. We've talked about the bullying, the PBSIS, Live Like a Unicorn I've reported on, the School Spirit Days, Butterfly Effect, Violence Prevention Week activities, Autism Awareness Celebrations, Respect Week activities. There's a lot of district-wide clubs and activities as well. And this is just a few highlights. There's a whole lot more that happens. But I'm looking to do more with SEL particularly, especially in light that we have no money, but we'll see what we can do. There is that. But I think it's very important, our kids are growing up in a different world, and we have to wrap our arms around them, literally and figuratively. And so it's going to be an area of focus for me if I make it to next year.
You didn't just say that.
Well, things are hard out here. But seriously though, I think ultimately a lot of this starts in the home, and I'm looking forward to really partnering and collaborating with families to address some of these issues, because the school cannot be the panacea that ails, society. We have them for a bit, but some of these things start from the home. So looking at ways that we can partner with our family or communities to really offer support and just together as a true community and a village raise our children. So, yes.
Sorry, just one more question about the substances. Do we offer programs for the students that are found positive for these substances?
Of course. It's counseling, it's all sorts of things, yes. Yes.
Tim? Sorry, Tim. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. It's two questions. So the other category,
which one?
uh,
What category?
the one
You
where.
said the other category.
No, sorry, the one that actually says other.
Oh,
Yeah, compared to.
Other
yeah.
incidents
Yeah,
leading to
other
removal?
other yeah.
Okay.
So by my count from last year, because that's a full school year, there's like 3 times as many incidents in the other category, and all of those represent students being removed from school for at least a half a day. So
Yeah.
we're talking for this year, that's like 40, almost 50 student days that's impacting. I know that these reports are based off of state guidelines. Would it be worth it for us to try to disaggregate that other category to help us understand our schools better?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I think so. To see what kinds of things. I know Dr. Bouchard and I were just kind of doing some of that work and disaggregating that data in his building and really looking at subgroups and disproportionality and what kinds of things can we do. So yeah, we can and we are.
Okay, cool. And then one other thing. Again, I understand this is this report is driven by state guidelines, but can we take a look at a more than 2-year comparison, because I think that would be more useful than the 2-year thing that we have up here.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay.
Tim?
Thanks. I just want to confirm on the reporting period 1 slide, just back a couple, that we're looking at the same window of time, correct? For the this, it's a 4-month window on the top row and 4-month window on the bottom row.
Is it? No, I thought 24-25 is a whole year. That was a school year, no?
So that's September to June, 24 to 25, and
Right.
then
Just a reporting
25 to
period.
26 is
One reporting
September until
So
April.
it's the same.
now.
I think it's, but on the
Okay.
front, I think it says till December.
Okay. So it was that was my mistake that it's comparing this time last year. So we are lower in certain instances, it looks like.
So it's September to December.
September to December of 24, 25, and September to December 25, 26.
Got you.
And the next report that I would do will be after June. And that would be January to June 25, 26 and compare it to January. But when I do that, I would do a multi-year, to your point, longer than 2 years and see where we are.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anybody else?
More than 2 years.
Lou?
Thank you for your report, Dr. Mammon. Just for the people out there who aren't sure, excuse me. We have HIB alleged, we have confirmed HIB. Obviously, there's a follow-through for the confirmed HIB that's just pretty rigid in what you have to do.
Yeah.
For those HIBs that were alleged, so the people don't think it's just dropped,
Okay.
could you just give us like the process so that the people realize that even though it's alleged, but it may not be fit the criteria for HIB,
We're s-
there's still work being
Yeah,
done?
it's not ignored because oftentimes, I almost want to say 99% of the time, there's a code of conduct violation. And so our code of conduct really does speak to what happens when that is. It is, like you said, Lou, you know this, it's so rigid to be able to call it an HIB. And a lot of times people are like, my child is being harassed, intimate, but they have to have those distinguishing characteristics. And often they don't. It's 3 of them, right? But if they don't, but it could still be, this is not how you behave in school. And it violates our code of conduct. And so then that triggers, what does the code of conduct say we have to do? Sometimes it's mediation. I know our counselors are heavily involved there, and our administrators and making kids, okay, so you cannot be where you are until you prove you can come have lunch here or that type of stuff, depending on what it is. But we don't just leave it alone and say it was not an HIB, so good luck. No.
Dr. Mammon, thank you very much. I think that's a really important distinction for people to understand. And I get that a lot, like, oh, it wasn't HIB, what happens? But there's a lot that does happen, and the school continues to follow through. And that's, our staff, our administrators, our counselors, everyone.
Yeah.
So that's really important. So thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
And also, if people are, you should say, okay, so it's not HIB alleged, what are you doing though? I think, I have found that our administrators are open and they'll answer questions and are happy to tell you what it is that you're doing or what they can and cannot do, but just really sharing and communicating, especially with, the families of the child who feels they've been hurt. So there's remediation that happens. There's the counselors attempt to repair the harm that has been caused. So there's so much that that we can do and that we do. Yes.
Dr. Mammon, so some of the trainings and programs.
Yes.
Those are great programs. And I know a lot of the students in them, and they're not the students who probably need them for those reasons. So
Yeah.
are the programs being recommended to the students when, they are HIB'd or it's found to be a code of conduct violation or anything? Is that...
Yes. In fact, sometimes it is a condition that, you have no choice now. You have to participate in something like that.
Okay.
And, to your point about it's not the kids who participate in this, that the kids who really need it. It's one of the reasons why we really want to look at SEL, like school-wide stuff, like PBIS. I know Lawrenceburg is doing something in that vein, and other schools have different versions of doing something like that, where it's like a whole school affair. So everybody, whether you don't have a choice but to participate, right? So one of the things we want to look at doing next year, still trying to figure out how we will pay for it, but it's just embedding some social emotional learning habits into every classroom, right? The way we talk to people and the way we wait, like just things that tend to escalate to become bigger issues. So if we can address them earlier, what might that look like? And just really having there's an SEL for New Jersey, and they have a lot of activities, those types of things. And how can we embed and incorporate them even in academics, like truly having an SEL curriculum that goes in line with what we're doing in the classroom, and what might that look like to address some of these issues.
Yeah. Thank you. And just to clarify, that's not to say that the students that aren't in them aren't doing a great job in them.
that's
It's
not
just to say to encourage the students who aren't to be a part of them for that reason. Last question, the restorative justice, how does that play into this? Does it play into this? And if so, how and when?
So it depends on restorative justice. Is it like the canned program, or are we talking about how do we restore justice?
How do we restore-
How
yeah,
do we
internal.
repair harm when something has been done? So there's always, when kids have been put out, there's always like a coming together reentry meeting. Reentry meeting where everybody gets a chance to sit down and talk, right? So in true restorative justice fashion, harm has been done. We mediate a time where the person who caused the harm and the person the harm was done to get to have a conversation about what that looks like to me and what are we going to continue to do or to foster better relationships. So restorative justice in that sense is happening. Is it happening consistently in a very canned way? I couldn't say, because at different levels, it looks different. I know the elementary school, they pull groups together. They have groups that come together and really talk about conflict resolution, those types of things. But it would be nice if I could have no money.
If you have no money, yes,
Yeah.
I have one other quick question. What are the the community service requirements for our students?
I have no idea. I'll get back to you.
Okay, That'd be great.
You mean for students that are like
Just
found to be in
generally.
violation of HIB or in general?
No, just in general.
generally, because
Yeah.
I know some high schools insist like you have to have 20 hours as part of your
We
graduation.
don't, yeah, we
Joyce,
don't
do
have
you
that.
know?
We don't
We don't have that. Okay.
It's, yeah. It's optional.
optional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It's not a requirement. Would we potentially consider incorporating that into our activity?
We could we could.
Just a
We
thought.
could always, right? I just don't know. Like some things have to change.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on my soapbox for a little bit. We have to take we have to take a look at the way, the time, right? The time that we have our kids exposed to 160 credits. I need that to soak in.
It's a lot.
The state requires 120. The electives that are supposed to be for fun, our kids are not necessarily doing well in all the electives, right? I want more kids to graduate with an associate's degree. I just don't, right, Jane? Am I speaking out of turn? Just my observation that I just got here, I recognize that. I just got here, but we really have to talk when we're talking about the level of stress and anxiety. And I will do on my 100th day, I will have a report out with a video, and so everybody can hear from the meet and greets and all I've done. And I'm not 100 days yet. I just want to let you know I'm not 100 days yet. But when I get to 100 days, I'm going to have something special where I talk about what the community is saying to me, what kids are saying to me, what staff's saying to me, right? So we cannot on the one end say 160 credits, but we're surprised at kids' mental wellness. And 160 credits does not equal a child going to Princeton. That's not it at all, right? A well-rounded student. What have they done? What are they doing in community? The community hours. What else are they doing? The music, the arts. What does that look like? Sometimes we've had this and it's really pigeonholed our kids into a certain level of courses that I might want to take that, but I can't because I have to get all of this done. So one of the things we're looking at, Dr. Boley and I have been talking about how we reimagine secondary. What does that look like for us so that we can offer these types of things and say every year, maybe 5 community hours. What did you do to, and I have no doubt that our kids are already, some of them are doing that in different ways, but to really have that be part of their portfolio as they finish and hopefully, contribute to the world that we're sending them out to. So there's a lot of conversations to be had there, and our strategic plan is getting us there.
Anybody else? No? Okay. All right. We are moving on to for the good of the cause for the public. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. To protect the privacy of all students and staff, concerns regarding individual students and staff members should generally be addressed by first meeting with the appropriate administrative staff. Public participation shall be permitted only as indicated on the order of business in Board Bylaw number 0164 and by the rules outlined in the agenda. If a participant is wishing to speak, please come to the podium, announce your name, your address, and if applicable, your group affiliation. You will have 3 minutes. Is there anyone wishing to address the board?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys. My name is Dave Chan. I'm at 1 Jason Drive. I'm a parent of 2 kids, one at Hughes and one at Central. I'm also a founding member and the vice president of a local nonprofit, APITA Alliance. That's a Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Alliance. And I'm here because I heard of a kind of a not so great news that there might be a reduction in force or impact to language being offered in the schools. And I was particularly concerned about this, and I was hoping, I won't go into any specifics, so I'll stay general, and I was hoping that this wasn't the case, and if you guys can do whatever you can to mitigate that. I just want to share some personal anecdotes. My son is currently taking a language course in Hughes, and it's his first year there, and he really loves it. It's Mandarin, and he's learning a lot. It's our native language. During Lunar New Year, he learned about the zodiac animals. I brought up what he put together. There's a cute little calendar of all the 12 zodiac animals with their corresponding years and their Chinese characters and the pronunciation. So I just find a lot of value in this course for him because he's developed a lot of great pride in it. He's singing the Zodiac song that he learned from his teacher. It's really cute. He's teaching his little sister, who now is getting hyped to learn Mando when she gets to Hughes. So we'll really be sad to see any reduction in any language in that way. So just want to share that. And it's not just him too. Other classmates and their parents have told me that some of his classmates have also become more proud in their Chinese heritage and speak Mandarin more at home with their parents and grandparents. So I just wanted to share that. And so definitely I'm up here because I don't want to let this go. I think languages, especially Mandarin, have been targeted for budget cuts last year. I was at the Hughes forum meeting, and I mentioned that. Actually, Li Wu was there as well, and he made the same sentiments, so I echo that now. So hopefully that language and others can be kept. And you know what? I'll keep it at that. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Dave. Sorry, I'm gonna. Dr. Mammon, are there any changes to our language programs? Because
No,
we weren't.
I'm not caught in Mandarin. No.
Okay, just making sure. Thank you. It was a surprise to me too, hearing you say that. So.
Good evening. Dana Zimbicki, president of the EBA. You know why I'm here. I'm asking you to please keep our custodians in our schools. Our custodians are not just employees. They're the heartbeat of our buildings. They're the first to notice when something isn't right, and they're the first to step in when there's a problem, and often the first to lend a hand without even being asked. They know our schools, they know our staff, they know our students, and they care. When a child spills something, when a classroom has an issue, when there's an event that needs support, our custodians are there. Not because it's a job in the job description, but because they take pride in our schools. It is their home away from home. They see the buildings as more, not so much as workplaces, but more as part of their community. If we remove our custodians, we are not just changing a system. We are losing something human. Firsthand, reliability, and dependability. We're losing the familiar faces that our students and parents trust. We are losing the people who quietly keep everything running. We are losing the ones who treat our schools like their own. The impact will be real. Problems won't disappear. I assure you they're going to grow. Principals are going to be stretched even thinner. Staff will be pulled away from teaching. Parents will walk into buildings where people that they once knew and trusted are now simply gone. On April 20th, EBA brought forward 48 cost-saving ideas, solutions that could preserve these vital roles, and we're asking you to consider them. Because once these positions are gone, we don't lose jobs, we lose relationships, we lose stability. We lose the sense of care that make our schools safe and supported. Since 2022, nearly 90 EBA positions have already been cut. Please do not add our custodians to that list. They are not replaceable. They truly are the backbone of our schools. And I am imploring you to please do a deep dive and consider not privatizing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm wearing a Lions gear. Better deal with it. Michigan. Darn right. I rep. Sorry, I can't be attending the draft because I have more important things to deal with. My name's David Pavlik. I live at 19 Buckingham Drive. 3 minutes. I could spend an hour up here. Number one, it's nice to see fresh faces up here since last time I was here, because the last administrators, garbage. I'm fully expecting you guys to step up and correct their mistakes. Starting with, why is it, how many of you are students here?
Sir, you got to address the board.
Oh, I apologize. Well, for those of you that have students, why is it that they don't get their assessments back? Why is it that we pay taxes, those taxes pay for the papers, the printers that print them out, all the ink, our taxes pay for all of that stuff. The students take these assessments and then they don't get them back? Why is that? What are you afraid of? You're afraid that maybe the teacher, maybe they're humans. They make mistakes. I know for sure. When I was a student, I caught many mistakes that my teachers made. Not many, but a few mistakes every now and then. I got my grade corrected. We as parents and those who are students do not have that opportunity. You want to help these students to be able to improve themselves? They need to learn from their mistakes, and they can't do that when they can't get their tests back. They have no idea what they got right or wrong, and that needs to stop immediately. And if it doesn't, I'm giving you literally to the start of next year, this needs to stop. If there is not a test coming back with my child and everybody's child next year, I'm dropping an FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. It's ours. Either we get it back or we're going to be having a lawsuit, period. I hope that resonates with you. I hope I'm directing that at you on the board and that you're hearing me loud and clear. Because I'm done playing. Like I said, I could be up here for an hour. This is not going to be the last time you're going to hear me. You're going to start looking at me and being like, oh boy, here we go again. Here comes the jerk. Here comes that SOB. You got that right. You guys want to say, you guys did all kinds of stuff earlier. Applause. Great stuff. I'm here with I have a child who has struggled. He is not going to get an associate's degree. Stop focusing about that. I went to Churchill's parent orientation meeting. I had to listen to the garbage talk about how we've had 4 students in 20 years who got their associate's degree.
15 seconds.
My son has an IEP. He has zero desire to go to college. What about him? What about the thousands like him? Where is your focus? I'll be back.
Okay. Anybody else? No? Okay. Just remember, once comments are closed, they can't be opened up again. Going once, going twice, public comments are closed. All right. No.
Just want to address, there was a comment regarding the outsourcing. As I said at the last meeting, we provided notice to the union. Under New Jersey law, the board has to give 90 days notice before it outsources, and it requires impact negotiations. We met a week ago Monday with the board's negotiations committee and the EBA negotiations committee. We're going to be meeting this Monday, and again, we're ready, willing, and able to engage in the impact bargaining that the law requires before outsourcing occurs. So that will be this coming Monday. We'll be meeting with the EBA and our negotiations team, which is made up of administrators and 4 board members who will be there. So we look forward to a productive evening next Monday evening.
Anybody else? Okay, so we are Moving on to our agenda, we have Board of Education, item 1. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Wilbur and Jamie. Okay, discussion. Any discussion? Okay, so this is a voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Okay. All right, business and support operations, items 1 through 7.
Move.
Second.
Wilbur, Jamie. Discussion?
I have a
Antoinette.
I'd like us to turn to number 5, the grant for funding the optimal comprehensive universal screeners. So I have a few questions, if it's okay to ask.
Okay.
Why is it only being offered for children in K to 3? Say it again?
That's the law.
Okay. And then what were the results from the program for the last year? Because it's saying that this is a continuation for year 2. And was there teacher feedback, student growth? Where are the results from that grant that was used for the year?
This is the to purchase the DIBBLS, the Universal Reading Screener. We administered it to students in K through 6 in September, again in January, and we're going to do it again at the end of the year. And then we'll have the 3 windows of student data.
So the presentation will be at that time?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'd just like to note on item number 4, and it says so in the agenda, but I think it's worth noting it out loud. The gift from Michael Seibel via the EBF for the IPPO program, the robotics program, and the e-gaming club. It's incredibly generous move on Mr. Seibel's part. So I just wanted to say thanks for that, and for the EBF for making this possible.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. I just want to add that on item 7, the travel report, I appreciated that was mainly for MTSS because that is something that I have been looking forward to. So I appreciate those staff members who have already taken that initiative, and thank you, Dr. Mammon, for encouraging that. That is all, I think. Okay. Any other? Okay. So this is a roll call vote.
Anna Braun.
Yes.
Timothy Cummings.
Yes.
Antoinette Evola.
Yes.
Jamie Falco.
Yes.
Louis Figueroa.
Yes.
Lori Herrick.
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung.
Yes.
Wilbur Pan.
Yes.
Mary Ann Tanya.
Yes. Motion carries. Okay, curriculum and instruction, items 1 through 4.
Move.
Second.
Wilbur. Okay, discussion. Antoinette.
Well, it's always me, sorry. I want to talk about number 3, which is, hold on, let me open it up.
The love of literacy?
Yes, the contract for the love of literacy. My first question, when I was looking at this, it says that some of the evaluation would happen in the classroom. I find that to be just like a moment in time, right? And it really is, I'd like to see what other parts of the evaluation could be. Because honestly, if you go to the classroom after lunchtime, you're going to get a different student than you got before. And I know that the teachers are doing the best that they can, but sometimes when your boss is sitting there watching you, you might do a better job than you would have, or a better way, of handling a students who are misbehaving or distracted. I find the evaluation to be subjective, honestly. Depending on who you get to evaluate you, you're going to get a different point of view. I don't know. That's my opinion on that. My other question is this being adopted based off the results of the ELL scores that we had?
No, we have Ms. Di Benedetti, our new supervisor, and I have been talking about this throughout the course of the year.
Okay.
We just wanted to get an independent audit of the program.
Okay.
So this organization has come highly recommended by others in the county, and they will be visiting classrooms, sitting with us, looking at data.
Independently. So it's not, that's my next question
Yeah.
was going to say who was going to be evaluating them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then my final question is,
And meeting and talking with teachers.
Okay, good. And then my final question is, it's stated as $2,400 per day. How many days is it going to happen, and what would be the grand total?
5 days.
5 days? Okay.
Yeah, and it's funded with Title III funds.
My question about Title III funds, and this is just a general question, do you have to use it within a specific time frame, or does it expire? Like,
By the end of the school year,
So you
we
have to-
try
you
to
have
use it,
just
but
that-
there will be
okay.
carryover opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
For 1 year.
Thanks.
Yes, all right. I also have questions on this item. So for the love of literacy, I looked into them a little bit, and they seem to be balanced, like their roots are balanced literacy, and then they have some science of reading elements. I'm just wondering about the timing of this, because given that we're, possibly rolling out a new curriculum, which is more science of reading, why would we do an audit now?
Well, this organization's focus on this particular audit is the students' language acquisition. It's not going to be tied in with our reading program.
But aren't our ELL students going to be using that
Yes,
curriculum also?
yes,
So
they
why
will.
would we audit the curriculum that we have now if that's not what we're going to have?
He's not necessarily auditing the curriculum. He's looking at instruction, and he's looking at the student adequate yearly growth.
But based on a balanced literacy curriculum?
No, they're not using that in the ESL classrooms.
Okay, what are they using in the ESL class?
They're using Nat Geo.
Okay, which is that structured?
No, it's not a literacy per se program. It's a language acquisition program.
Okay, so
Teaching them English.
how would that tie in though with?
With the other reading program?
Yeah.
Well, that program, there is a component in CKLA for MLs, and the teachers will be adopting that program. So this isn't a curriculum, this is a agnostic audit. It's not curriculum dependent.
Okay, but so why did you select for the love of literacy?
It was highly recommended. We're part of a county consortium on ESL program, and it was highly recommended. We interviewed 3 or 4 other organizations, and we selected them.
Okay, but so why do they say that they're balanced literacy focused if that's not what they're doing?
Part of the organization does work with in literacy curriculum. This audit is strictly on the ESL program.
Okay, so they're not doing, but they're doing. what
They're
we
not
have.
doing anything balanced literacy with us.
Okay,
No.
okay. All right. Okay, I think that's it from anybody else. Okay, all right, so this is a voice vote, right? Yeah, voice vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion carries. And then human resources, item 1, do we have a motion?
1 and 2.
Second. And there's an addendum, so 1 and 2, I apologize, items 1 and 2.
Moving on both.
Wilbur and Jamie? Yep. Okay, discussion? Okay. It's a voice vote, so all in favor?
No, it's a roll call. It's a roll call.
Because of item 2? So-
Both of them, all HR.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we're doing roll call. Go ahead.
Anna Braun,
Yes.
Timothy Cummings.
Yes.
Antoinette Evola,
Yes.
Jamie Falco,
Yes.
Louis Figueroa,
Yes.
Lori Herrick.
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung,
Yes.
Wilbur Pan,
Yes.
Marion Ten.
Yes, motion carries. Okay. Student services, items 1 through 4.
Move.
Second.
Jamie, then Wilbur.
Good job.
Discussion? No discussion. This is also a roll call vote.
Anna Braun,
Yes.
Timothy Cummings.
Yes.
Antoinette Evola,
Yes.
Jamie Falco,
Yes.
Louis Figueroa,
Yes.
Lori Herrick,
Yes.
Lee Woo Hung,
Yes.
Wilbur Pan,
Yes.
Marion Ten.
Yes, motion carries. Okay, we are on to our committee reports, information items, and for the good of the cause for the board, we will start on that side this time.
Yay. First of all, shout out to my girl Jane. You did a good job at SpongeBob. She had 45 roles. If you haven't had a chance to go see it, definitely go see it. I took my daughter and her little friend, and we had a great time. I was really impressed with it. You guys did a really good job. And more exciting news in Trenton. So the new commissioner for the Department of Education presented to the Assembly For those of you who don't know her, her name is Dr. Lily Locks, and she was there on April 15th. She said, New Jersey school funding formula is outdated and no longer reflects current costs or student needs. Yay, we said that too. She emphasized the need for a system that is more predictable and transparent. Joe, I thought of you when she said it, because you say that all the time. She said districts shouldn't be shocked year to year by funding cuts or increases. Things she acknowledges schools are dealing with pressure during budget season. She also noted that finance reform takes time, so obviously she's going to expect patience because there's a lot of stakeholders involved in that process. She said her strategic priorities, I was actually thought of you, I was like, oh, I wonder if she did a strategic survey or she just read our comments. Her strategic priorities are funding stability, literacy, student mental health, and she would like to have strong educator workforce. She seemed really positive, honestly. I really liked what she had to say, and I hope that the legislators set her up for success because her goals are really what our goals are. So hopefully they address the problems so that we don't have to do this again year after year after year. Thank you.
Anything?
Yes, just to mention, the East Brunswick Mental Health Task Force, which myself and Ms. Herrick are proudly a part of, as well as the East Brunswick Public Library, hosted a Stressless Day on April 11th, this Saturday, the past Saturday. What a beautiful day it was. We had tremendous turnout. Resources were there for people. We had families come that, were new to town. Families have been there been here forever. Just enjoying the time out together. And a stressless day. There was nature walk. We had, as I said before, lots of resources. We also had therapy animals. Unfortunately, they got there a little later. So if you stuck around, you got a chance to hang out with these wonderful therapy animals. But I just want to thank everybody. And again, the East Brunswick Public Library and all those on the East Brunswick Mental Health Task Force and those who are also helped us to get this done and to do this. We hope to do more of that in the future. So thank you.
Thanks, Lou. Jamie?
So this upcoming Sunday at the Public Library from 1 to 4 p.m. is a Sikh Awareness and Cultural Appreciation Festival. I attended last year. It was absolutely lovely. There's demonstrations with sword fighting, dancing, there's food. So I do recommend you check it out. Additionally, on Tuesday, May 12th, is the Human Relations Council's 10th Annual Unity Walk at 6:30 at the Municipal Complex by the pond. I would love to see everybody there. It's an open invitation to everyone, people of all ages, abilities, all walks of life. We'd love to have you. There are a couple contests for students associated with the Unity Walk coming up. We did deliver flyers to the schools. There is an essay contest for older students in 9th through 12th grade. And the prompt is, if you had the power to remove one idea, belief, mindset, or behavior from our world to make it a better place, what would you choose and why? It's 300 words and due on May 4th. There's also a poster contest for children in grades 1 through 8. And we're looking for a message about unity. And so same thing, Monday, May 4th, you can drop off the posters. It's an 8x12, an 8.5 by 11 poster board, and drop it off. Submissions May 4th. And all winners will be announced at the Unity Walk. There are prizes. So definitely consider working with your children to invest in our community and learn more about what diversity means for our neighbors. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. Leo?
So until last Monday, the negotiation committee met with EBEF team 4 times. I want to thank Matt and Dr. Memo for your leadership, and more importantly, I want to thank EBEF for your good faith, EBEA, for your good faith negotiation, and I will meet again next Monday. I'm sure we will reach an agreement both sides will be happy with. That's the only thing I can say now. Thank you.
Wilbur? Oh, Tim. Wilbur wants to go before me.
I don't have much to say this evening. I would like to just congratulate the awardees from earlier in the evening, however. It's a phenomenal group of people who, exemplify what it means to care for one another and to build community and to engage actively and with compassion. So I just have a lot of respect for those people and thank them for, their ongoing service and dedication to the community. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening.
Thanks, Tim. Lori?
Thank you. So the curriculum committee met on Tuesday, April 14th. In person in this room, we had a great turnout. Again, the only item on our agenda was to continue talks about the literacy program, specifically CKLA. There was an additional presentation given by Ms. McCourtney that included data from pilot and non-pilot classes, a look at professional development plans, some pilot takeaways, and there was a very robust discussion between parents and staff with many perspectives shared. And I just want to thank everybody that's part of that committee because we've had 2 meetings so far and we've met probably for a total of about 5.5 to 6 hours and have had really good discussion, and I really appreciate that. Ultimately, the committee did decide to make a future recommendation to the board. For the recommendation for the board to look at introducing CKLA for grades K through 2 next year. And so ultimately what will happen is at one of our May meetings, there will be a presentation made by the administrative staff, probably Dr. Boley or Dr. Mammon, about the curriculum. And that way we will all have the opportunity to ask questions and ultimately bring it to a vote. I'm hoping, imagining. And so we'll see how that goes. But if you have any things, I know I've sent out like a really lengthy email to the board about what we've discussed, and I try to give information about some of the bigger topic items that are in there, but I also want everybody to feel that they can ask, the upcoming meetings, their own questions, and that you're comfortable with whatever the outcome is. And so please, any questions I'm happy to answer from what I know from the committee, or to point them in the direction of somebody from the administration who's more willing or more able to answer it. And I just look forward to that. And again, I'm very thankful for the committee. I think it's done a really good job so far, and I'm happy the direction that we're going. So thank you.
Thanks, Lori.
It was a busy week in the arts. First of all, I have to shout out again, my favorite sardine is sitting right there. I was going to bring you some seaweed snacks tonight. Maybe I'll bring them next time. But it was so good. And I have to say, the quality of the performance, and of course, since I was a music person, the vocals, chef's kiss. Unbelievable. Yes. I left that night. I had been shouting and cheering and hooting and hollering. Like I lost my voice by the end of the night because it was so good. And I was so proud of all of you up on that stage. Theater people are like my people. I felt like, okay, I'm home. Because 45 years ago, I was one of those theater kids. I probably would have been the pirate guy running up and down the aisles. But it was really special too, because of course, 45 years ago, I was in the pit orchestra for the shows that we did. And I went down and I saw the kid who was sitting there, and it turned out it was a former student, one of our former students, who had been through the band program. There were, a number of kids, current band students, current orchestra students. And this is just something that these kids are going to remember forever. 45 years ago, I can still sing all the songs to Cabaret, but I won't. I also want to commend the Night of Jazz. I knew Mario DeCarlos. He was a teacher when I was a kid, and Chick would be so proud to see the legacy of jazz that has continued and has grown. When the fifth graders started to play. Now, these are kids this is only their second year playing a band instrument. And they were jamming out. They were improvising. They were amazing. And it was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe that these were such young kids with such fantastic skills. And then, of course, I was thinking to myself, we almost lost the band and the orchestra and the choral programs, or at least had them gutted in the last 2 budget seasons, not this year, but the previous 2. And I kept thinking if those cuts had gone through, that pen stroke, that we wouldn't have had that concert, because those kids, either 1, would never have started their instruments, or 2, they would have started so late that it wouldn't have mattered. And I was just so proud all the way up from them. And to think about how crazy this is, a junior high school jazz band, and the whole audience, the place was packed, clapping along. You don't see that everywhere, let me tell you. And then, of course, the junior high sounded as good as a high school group. Our high school group sounded as good as a college group. So I just want to shout out to, our music program. I'm so proud of everything that you've been accomplishing.
That's it. Anna Wilbur.
So we can't talk about SpongeBob enough tonight.
Yep.
So real quick, Friday and Saturday night, last 2 performances, bring the kids, including the little ones. They're going to have a great time. I do want to clarify one thing, though. I didn't build the set. I helped out. The students built the set. They're the ones that executed and put all the things together. I just helped wherever I could. But one thing, there was one part, excuse me, during the set build that I think is going to stick with me for a long time. I was helping 3 of the students, 3 of the girls, build the chum bucket / throne room with a handle on it. And we were working through the process of trying to figure out how to build this thing. And they really took the lead in figuring out the whole process. And as we're doing that, I mentioned to them, what you guys are doing? You're prototyping. And you're pretty good at it. Do you like this? And they all said, yeah, this is a lot of fun. I said, good. If you like this stuff, maybe you might want to think about a career in engineering. Just throwing some seeds out there. But and I just mentioned this because we talk about the arts a lot here, but there are actually other aspects to participating in the arts that go beyond just the performance. It's not a coincidence that at the end of the performance, there's a lot of this and a lot of this, because there's just as many students off stage doing the performance, putting on the performance as there are on stage. So I just wanted to mention that. And again, that set, that's all the kids. Not, I just want to give credit where credit is due. As Anna mentioned, there's a lot of music stuff coming up in the schools, given that it's late April and May, so it's like concert season time. There is one concert I wanted to mention because our teachers participated, and that's with the East Brunswick Symphony Orchestra. This past weekend, they performed like one of my very favorite pieces, Firebird. And it was really gratifying to see some of our teachers participating in that effort as well. It was a great performance. If you haven't checked it out, you should. All I know is that, like I said, Firebird is one of my favorite pieces. I actually have a few different recordings of it, and I like to listen to it on a regular basis. And after hearing that show, all I know is I'm not playing my stereo nearly loud enough. So my wife has a different opinion, of course, so there's that. And then finally, since we're heading into May, May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So I know the town and the schools will be having a lot of things revolving around that. And my offer to the good people of East Brunswick, if you want to really know how to play old school real mahjong, hit me up.
For money or for free? Okay, I don't want to mention SpongeBob, but I just want to say I do want to mention SpongeBob, but I know I just want to say I'm so grateful because the songs from Legally Blonde at Churchill have now disappeared, and the ones from SpongeBob have taken over. So I'm looking forward to the next performance so that those can move on as well. No, really, it was a wonderful job. I don't want to harp on it because I know everybody wants to go home. The Butterfly Effect event, I know Dr. Mammon spoke about that, so I won't go there either. But I do want to acknowledge that there were students who were selling ceramics outside, and wow, those did not look like they were done by students. They looked professional. And I know I bought a couple of pieces, and so did Lori, and it just speaks to the arts, or not just the performing arts and, you know, the music. It's really such amazing talent, and that's a skill you can take into life as just even a hobby. It was really remarkable to see that. I was shocked. And then, you know, on April 14th, Dr. Mammon and I met collectively with the Interfaith Council. Yeah, that was really nice. That was really refreshing because, as I said before, the community has like so many different faiths here. So it was nice to hear them all gather and all of the different pieces come together in kind of a unified message of we want what's best for our community. And we're hoping to bring that same message into our schools. As I said before, that interfaith role was newly created this year, and I'm the liaison for it. So I'm really looking forward to continuing to work with all of them and Holly Sarame, who leads that organization. And the advocacy committee that we met on Monday, it was really nice to have different schools of thought from across the community. I know that you were grateful that so many people with so many varied disciplines and experiences came together and really wanted to make a difference. You did feel the energy in the room of everybody who was so knowledgeable and willing to do what's best for our town. So I'm hopeful that, you know, with the new commissioner, thank you, of education, and you know, that we're hopefully going to be headed in the right direction. Last but not least, our next board meeting, just for public awareness, May 7th is always is it May 7th, right? Yeah. Is our staff appreciation awards. So that'll be at Hammarskjöld to accommodate. It's always at Hammarskjöld. That's not new. Just mark your calendar in case you plan on attending. And then our June 18 meeting is at the high school for student awards, always at the high school. So just keep in mind those next two meetings. We've also, because there's such a big gap between those meetings, we've also added a meeting on May 28th, but that will be here, just so that our agendas don't go too long. So May 7th, Hammarskjöld, May 28th here, June 18th, the high school. And that is all. Okay, motion to adjourn?
Move.
Oh. Yeah, Wilbur and then Antoinette.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Have a great evening, everyone.